Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a harder battle. Every heart sings a song, incomplete, until another heart whispers back. Those who wish to sing always find a song. At the touch of a lover, everyone becomes a poet. We can easily forgive a child who is afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of life is when men are afraid of the light. Only the dead have seen the end of war. The price good men pay for indifference to public affairs is to be ruled by evil men. Do not train a child to learn by force or harshness, but direct them to it by what amuses their minds, so that you may be better able to discover with accuracy the peculiar bent of the genius of each. According to Greek mythology, humans were originally created with 4 arms, 4 legs and a head with 2 faces. Fearing their power, Zeus split them into 2 separate parts, condemning them to spend their lives in search of their other halves. The heaviest penalty for declining to rule is to be ruled by someone inferior to yourself. I am the wisest man alive, for I know one thing, and that is that I know nothing. Never discourage anyone who continually makes progress, no matter how slow. One of the penalties of refusing to participate in politics is that you end up being governed by your inferiors. Good people do not need laws to tell them to act responsibly, while bad people will find a way around the laws. The measure of a man is what he does with power. Ignorance, the root and stem of every evil. Those who tell the stories rule society. Human behavior flows from 3 main sources: desire, emotion, and knowledge. Education is teaching our children to desire the right things. Courage is knowing what not to fear. There are 3 classes of men: lovers of wisdom, lovers of honor, and lovers of gain. In politics, we presume that everyone who knows how to get votes knows how to administer a city or a state. When we are ill, we do not ask for the handsomest physician or the most eloquent one. You should not honor men more than truth. There are 2 things a person should never be angry at: what they can help and what they cannot. When men speak ill of thee, live so as nobody may believe them. The beginning is the most important part of the work. Those who are able to see beyond the shadows and lies of their culture will never be understood, let alone believed, by the masses. A house that has a library in it has a soul. How can you prove whether at this moment we are sleeping, and all our thoughts are a dream, or whether we are awake, and talking to one another in the waking state? Necessity is the mother of invention. The greatest wealth is to live content with little. Love is simply the name for the desire and pursuit of the whole. An empty vessel makes the loudest sound, so they that have the least wit are the greatest babblers. No man should bring children into the world who is unwilling to persevere to the end in their nature and education. Character is simply habit, long continued. Excellence is not a gift, but a skill that takes practice. We do not act rightly because we are excellent. In fact, we achieve excellence by acting rightly. People are like dirt. They can either nourish you and help you grow as a person, or they can stunt your growth and make you wilt and die. Love is born into every human being. It calls back the halves of our original nature together. It tries to make one out of two and heal the wound of human nature. There is in every one of us, even those who seem to be most moderate, a type of desire that is terrible, wild, and lawless. Good actions give strength to ourselves and inspire good actions in others. Writing is the geometry of the soul. I would teach children music, physics, and philosophy, but most importantly music, for the patterns in music and all the arts are the keys to learning. A hero is born among 100, a wise man is found among 1,000, but an accomplished one might not be found even among 100,000 men. Have you ever sensed that our soul is immortal and never dies? For this feeling of wonder shows that you are a philosopher, since wonder is the only beginning of philosophy. Love is the pursuit of a whole. Any man may easily do harm, but not every man can do good to another. The first and best victory is to conquer self. For to fear death, my friends, is only to think ourselves wise without really being wise. For it is to think that we know what we do not know. For no one knows whether death may not be the greatest good that can happen to man. Man is a being in search of meaning. How could they see anything but the shadows if they were never allowed to move their heads? Either we shall find what it is we are seeking, or at least we shall free ourselves from the persuasion that we know what we do not know. No wealth can ever make a bad man at peace with himself. False words are not only evil in themselves, but they infect the soul with evil.